back for a second round here. Sorry. So I didn't know it. We ended our stream, and I'm always the last to know these things, but we all need a laugh. And David Wilcocks is doing a live stream right now. He is right now, let's see, an hour and 50 minutes in, or something like that. But at the risk of a YouTube policy violation, I thought we could have ourselves a watch party and see what this dumbass is talking about. So I'm going to cite fair use. This is a transformative work. We are educating the public about UFO con artists and grifters that are out there selling fake stories, claiming that they're factual and real and nonfiction. And we're going to cover that, and we're going to laugh at this guy because we need a laugh. And who better to laugh at than this fucking clown, David Wilcocks? David Wilcocks, you fucking clown. First of all, why were you live streaming when I was? All right? I thought we had an agreement, right? But he's live streaming right now to, let's look at his fake pumped up numbers. Apparently, according to David Wilcocks' YouTube channel, 10,000 people are watching him in his live stream right now. So we are going to cite fair use. This is transformative work. We're educating the public about UFO cons and grifters, people that are out there selling fake stories as reality. Let's get into it, friends. Let's see what David Wilcocks is talking about. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we get right to live. I hope he's still live. Here we go. Oh, he just looks great. Great job on the hair and makeup. But boy, is he looking thin up there. He needs some of that fake powder hair to go with his fake fucking teeth. Jesus Christ.
You trust your partner? No, I can't explain why, but I frequently find myself playing detective and digging into their claims. Well, this is what everybody's doing because this relationship has gone bad, and many, many people have already committed to that divorce. They've looked at it for what it is, and they say, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm out. I don't care what you tell me. I don't believe anything you say anymore, and I will never.
Is he talking about marriage right now?
Never believe you again. I will never believe you again. You have betrayed me. You have lied to me. You have cheated.
Wow. I bet you we're getting hit with it. Let me check our stream. No, we're good. It's flashing on my side, and that usually means policy code violation or something. YouTube,
Cheated on me. You have deceived me, and I will never trust you again. The only response I can have to you is no contact.
No contact, yeah.
And that means I don't hit the switch, and I don't support this thing. No contact.
What the fuck is he talking
Number 9.
Oh, he's got a whole thing.
Is there drama in your relationship? Well, let's think about this one.
David Wilcocks, are you fucking giving relationship advice? You who just got married to a woman that was married to her kung fu instructor before you, and you're giving marriage advice? Okay. David Wilcocks, a marriage counselor now. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
So let's see. I'm looking at which one is the worst. Well, number 2 is pretty bad already. We argue a lot, but the same issues don't come up over and over again. However, I do wish I could be in a relationship with less fighting. That's fair.
Look at the title, Election Address and Global Peace Meditation. And he's giving marriage advice? Okay.
Oh, number 1 is...
This is what he does. He throws like 8,000 subjects into one stream so that you can't really pick apart what the hell he's saying. I don't even think he knows what he's saying.
Is the hippie one. We rarely ever get into arguments because we naturally understand how the other is feeling. We don't try to make each other jealous or create unnecessary tension. We're both striving to build trust with one another. Now that's fantastic, but that is not what's happening. The DS is not trying to build your trust. They're not trying
Let's
to
skip ahead here. We'll get to the live
national
portion.
society that is ripe for invasion and being conquered and taken over.
Well, now he's
And
talking about the
worst
alien invasion.
is the one that happens from within that you don't even see coming.
Oh no, it's the invasion.
And this
from
global
within.
acrimonious psychopathic divorce has reached the stage where it is a fight to the death. And we're worried about violence, and we're worried about how this election is going to turn out and what those results will be. Number 9, definitely is the drama in our relationship. Yes, in this global relationship. Number 10, how do they...
Oh, he's talking about some kind of, connecting the dots of bullshit. That's what he's doing.
handle boredom. And then it says they're always bored and they constantly need attention from others. That's number 2. Well, that absolutely fits with what's happening here. They cannot ever...
Look at how he frames this shit. He's got the Asian tapestry in the background. Is that a Buddha sitting there? Look at how he frames his live streams. Fucking Jesus Christ, David Wilcocks.
stop attacking. They can never relax. They cannot allow there to be a lack of a news cycle. They always seek attention. They always need the drama. They always have to create a problem. They always have to have...
This guy talking about always have to create a problem. Okay. You're the one that's been talking about some secret government, shady, pedophile rings and the cabal and all this bullshit for 20 years. But you're going to criticize other people that need to be creating problems? I'm pretty sure that you invent problems.
Have there be a big, horrible issue going on that involves voting and Congress and impeaching, and it's just never frickin' stopped. They do not handle boredom. They can't handle anything going on where there isn't this outrage machine that is constantly cranking. And again, if you still aren't listening to me, I really want you to think about this. Why would you create that environment? Why would you create an environment where for 5 years there's been not one gasp of positive air?
I don't know, David. Why don't you tell us?
No oxygen. Only negativity. Only horrible stuff. Nothing good. Number 10, they handle boredom terribly, and that's a yes. So we'll vote on that one. Number 11 out of 13, what about their ex? Oh, well,
I'm way late to this game. Is he somehow like reading relationship advice and talking about our relationship with the United States government? Is that what we're doing here? Because this doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
number 4, they've never even mentioned
There we go.
World War II and the principle of ordo ab chaos, or order out of chaos, where you own both sides of a conflict.
Okay,
so that
David.
no matter who wins, you end up winning.
Does anybody else think that this motherfucker should be looking for dildos? Because this stream doesn't make any sense whatsoever. David Wilcocks, look at you. You should be out there looking for this huge box of dildos in the David Wilcocks $10,000 box of dildos challenge, which, by the way, is up to $14,000 now, thanks to pledges from viewers.
And you might actually be selling to both sides of the same conflict, profiting off of it, regardless of which side it is. There's a lot of fun things I could say about that. So when I talk about the X, let's talk about how this DS has acrimonious breakups. Who are the enemies? Who are the villains? If you're in a relationship with someone, the X is typically the villain.
Does anybody else believe that 10,000 people are really watching this fucking clown and what he's talking about right now?
Oh, that person is such an a-hole. You're nothing like that. Well, it seems like you might still be talking. Well, no, I don't still talk to them. So what does it say right here? Again, they claim...
By the way, just so that everybody is aware, we came in, he's at an hour and 50 minutes into his stream, so we're way, way behind.
Their crazy ex is jealous of us, and I have nothing to worry about. For some reason, I suspect they're still talking. That's the key. I suspect they're still talking. Well, isn't it interesting that there's all these things that the People's Republic of you-know-where optimized their internet for? They made certain things happen so that certain things don't work and you can't click on certain things and you can't talk about certain things.
Yeah, it's called a firewall. They have it in China. Why are you speaking in riddles, you fucking dildo-seeking clown?
And haven't they had years to perfect that system? And isn't it interesting that the exact same system using the exact same internet is now operating here? But oh no, we don't have any connection to our ex. That relationship is over.
Yeah, I'm sorry, David Wilcocks. You're a fucking idiot because somehow comparing the firewall in China to a little bit of censorship by a few major companies in the United States is ridiculous. It's apples and oranges. Those two things are nothing alike.
I don't know about any computer that you might have found. I don't know about anything that might be on that computer that you found. I don't know about any secret deals that might have gone on. Oh, that's just disinformation. But it's all been validated, and this is the stuff that you probably don't know. It's been validated.
Oh my God. Am I going to agree with David Wilcocks? The laptop information should be everybody should be able to share that wherever they want to. So yeah, that censorship is bad, but he's a big Trump supporting, he's on the Trump train and the cabal. He's actually called the Democrats the cabal, the evil shadow government. It's the Democrats.
There's witnesses who signed off on it. It's been irrevocably proven to be correct. And there's a heck of a lot more evidence where that came from. Who is the ex here? I think you can figure it out. Is that relationship still on? It sure looks like it. Is that relationship still toxic? Probably so. Because we are looking at the possibility that the ex has money that they paid. I'm being really careful. The ex paid money to be able to ensure that if they got a result that they wanted, that there's collaboration. So some of the things that might happen.
I don't understand why he's talking in riddles. He's paranoid about getting his channel revoked, though, because I know he needs the money, considering he has $1 million house to pay for by stupid people who send him donations and super chats. But okay.
After this election could be crazy, and they could involve this people's thing. And the people's thing could invade another country, could do anything really wild and crazy, anything that you might have already been seeing protests about, anything they've already been kind of pushing on. There already has been a border skirmish with India that was very concerning. They might be ready to go big and go fast.
So he's saying that Biden is compromised, I suppose, and China will go crazy and do whatever they want if Biden gets elected, because Biden is compromised. I don't know that I disagree with that, but we'll see what else. We'll see where this goes. It's going to get crazier.
And we have to be prepared for that. There's a lot of briefings that suggest that this is much more serious than we.
Every time I hear the fucking word briefing come out of this clown's mouth, I want to punch him in his fucking fake teeth. David Wilcocks, I try to be a forgiving man. I really do. But every time the word briefings comes out of your mouth, I want to punch you in your fucking fake teeth. You're not getting briefings, you fucking liar. Generals get briefings. Senators get briefings. Diplomats get briefings, right? You're a fucking clown that talks about aliens and fucking fake stories. And you've been doing that for 20 years. Nobody's given you a fucking briefing, you lying piece of shit. You're not getting briefings. They're not briefings. He doesn't get briefings, friends.
Realize that the DS and the people's you-know-what are actually now in full collusion. And the people's you-know-what is now going to be the instrument by which the DS gets its...
Keep saying it. The people's you-know-what. Don't grow a pair of balls and say it, you pussy. If you actually believe this shit is real, then grow a set of balls. Say what you mean. Don't speak in riddles to save your shitty channel that you're depending on.
Needs met in terms of geopolitical strategy and actual tactical positioning and movement and warcraft. This is real. Okay.
It's not real, friends. It's made up and it's in his imagination. He's a fucking lunatic.
There's some very, very big geopolitical risks that we're going to run through as we head through this thing, which starts tomorrow.
Do you think this motherfucker's sitting around going, man, remember when I was on Ancient Aliens, like season 1 and 2, when I was actually somewhat of a celebrity? And now I've fallen so far. And I'm on YouTube fucking making shit up and begging for fucking super chat donations to pay for my $1 million house.
So what about their ex? Absolutely, we get a hit on this question. They claim their crazy ex is jealous. I have nothing to worry about, but for some reason, I suspect they're still talking. Are they still talking? Certain pieces of evidence that have come to light strongly suggest they are, folks. I feel like I'm always in competition with others for my partner's attention. Well, yeah, because this group is not loyal to your country.
This is great. So he's using some kind of like relationship tests and conflating it with international relations because he's some kind of. That's another thing that's great about this fucking clown. First, he's an expert in, ancient aliens. Then he's a fucking expert in psychic phenomenon because he's Edgar Casey reincarnated. Then he's an expert in Q. Oh, but Q can't be monetized right now because everybody's getting banned. So now he's going to become some kind of expert in international relations. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, I don't even think that you could win like a model UN debate in high school. That's how little you know about international relations. That's how fucking ignorant this guy is. He's just like reading fucking pro-Trump propaganda and regurgitating it like an idiot.
They're not loyal to any country. They're not even loyal to the country that they're now working with. Their only loyalty is to their agenda, which is a psychopathic agenda in which you are not even a human. You're a non-person, and you don't deserve to exist, and they're trying to get rid of you. This is actually true. This is the sick stuff. This is true.
This is actually true.
If you haven't done the homework, you don't realize that the DS and all this is psychopathic. And what
there's another content creator that has identified certain tactics that David Wilcocks does when he speaks, and one of them we got to coin a term for this is like the convincer, the David Wilcocks convincer. He's got to stop every once in a while and say, "This is real. This is true." If you have to stop every once in a while and remind people that what you're talking about is real and what you're talking about is true, chances are it's probably bullshit. And you know it. And subconsciously, he has to throw that out there to even convince himself of the bullshit that is coming out of his mouth having any fucking root in reality. This is great.
Psychopathic means that your frontal lobes are literally turned off. You don't feel these things. You turned it off as an adaptive.
Yes, he's also an expert in brain science and neurology. I have heard this asshole talk about stuff in the brain so many times like he's some kind of fucking expert. He's an expert in bullshitology. David Wilcocks is an expert in bullshitology. I'll give him that.
Response, so you don't feel concerned about other people's feelings anymore. It's just not there. You don't feel it. Number 12. What was your relationship like in the beginning? Well,
this is so informative.
Just
friends.
like any other, let's read number 1. Just like
is there any value in any of this shit
now,
that
we get
David
to know each
Wilcocks
other.
talks
We have
about?
a bunch of things in common. Things have fizzled down since then, but we still like each other a lot. If there was a honeymoon phase, it certainly didn't consume my life. And then all the other stuff is kind of like pretty warm and fuzzy. So this one doesn't really have an edge on it except for that. Number 1 is the independent variable.
So we can read this dumb shit that he's sharing.
The other stuff sounds, number 3,
amazing.
Let's
skip ahead. We're behind because I keep stopping.
Patronizing and critical. And there's this glory. There's something.
It's gonna get better. Here,
again, folks, if you definitely know a psychopath, then just ask yourself, how did things work out after 2008? And just for fun, I want to.
Just for fun. Okay, David Wilcocks, let's do this just for fun. I'm here for some fun. Can you give us some fun, David Wilcocks? I have a feeling that David Wilcocks' idea of fun involves dildos, anal lube, and butt plugs. That's what I think David Wilcocks does for fun. But that's just me.
Do a funny little thing here. So let's go back to the slide real quick and then we're going to come back to this. Let's ask an airplane. What does the airplane think? Go back to the slide now. Okay, well, what would an airplane think? I don't know. What kind of airplane do you think we should ask? Well, I might have one.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
Right here.
Jesus Christ.
I might have an airplane right here, folks. I might have an airplane that looks a little familiar to you. If this airplane could only talk.
I just want to know, did he buy that model with his tax-free earnings from his nonprofit organization? And is this video sponsored by his nonprofit organization? Because if people are donating him money to talk about this kind of bullshit and be monetized and let people throw more money at him while he talks about this kind of bullshit, then I call bullshit on David Wilcocks 501c3 and his fucking bullshit. This is a charity show that he's doing? Is that what we're supposed to believe?
After all the times gone by, if this airplane could talk, what would it say? What would this particular airplane have to say if there was a previous tenant that was in this airplane before?
I'm pretty sure that airplane would say that you're a fucking douchebag. It's just a guess, David Wilcocks. You're a douchebag. That's what the airplane would say to you. I don't know. Where is he going
and
with
maybe
this?
the other guy was in this airplane.
This is so fucking ridiculous.
Let's just ask.
What are we, like, in kindergarten? And he's going to show us, like, an airplane? Woo! Like, what the fuck is he doing? And how the fuck are we supposed to believe that 10,000 people are watching this?
You know, it's just...
Jesus Christ.
So, okay. Yeah, I get it.
I got to drink during this. It's so fucking bad.
I gotta know. Did strange things happen?
He's talking to a fucking toy airplane right now in a live stream that's going around the world. He's talking to a fucking toy airplane.
In there. Really?
He's listening to a fake toy airplane right now. He's having a fucking conversation and oh my God, what the fuck are we watching?
Really?
Really?
No way. Right in there. It happened inside. In there. Folks, the stories that this little guy could tell, the things that happened right in here, the deals
David
that were
Wilcocks.
made, the depravity.
What the fuck is he doing? Is this the best that he could do? Let's say listen, I'm not going to talk about his fucking Chinese bot farms that feed him these fake views that he supposedly gets. I'm not going to talk about that. But I will talk about this. Let's fucking just pretend that really 10,000 real live people are watching him. Is this the best that he could do for a presentation? This shit show of ridiculousness? That says a lot about if there really are 10,000 stupid people watching this guy do this, I feel sorry for our world.
The crazy stuff. If airplanes could talk. So I think we ought to listen to what they have to say, because I don't want to let somebody back in to be able to do this again. I don't want to let that person back in there. What did the sun do? Oh. Really? It's not good, folks.
He's having a fucking conversation with a toy airplane. That's what he's doing, this asshole. What a fucking douchebag. This is great.
The airplane has a lot of stories to tell us.
I needed a fucking laugh, and I'm
After
getting one.
all of this symbology, back to the slide real quick.
Back
After
to the
all
slide.
of this
He's like yelling at his wife, Elizabeth, work the fucking slide projector.
symbology that has been shoved in our faces for so long, all of these symbols that we see, back up here.
Oh, is he going to get to predictive programming?
In music videos.
Yep, predictive
In
programming.
Super Bowl
That's where we're
halftime
going.
shows. In
Oh,
Grammy
it's
Award
predictive
ceremonies. Go to
programming.
my website. Read David's blog. You got to click on the top. go to David's blog and just start clicking through the historical pages. I have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages on this symbology.
All of it is pure speculation, and most of it is wrong. But yeah, he has done hundreds of pages of bullshit about predictive programming, and none of it makes any fucking sense to anybody but him and stupid people.
All-seeing eye, square and compass, black and white tile floor, Masonic arch. There's all these very specific symbols. The horns, the fire, the weird...
They're Satanists. They're all Satanists, right? And pedophiles. The satanic pedophile rant. That's what we're getting into, the satanic pedophile rant. Oh, this is classic David Wilcocks. He's going to start talking about satanic pedophiles in Hollywood, even though he hangs out with Steven Tyler, who once adopted or bought a girl from her parents and adopted her and then fucked her, a 14-year-old girl. That's who he hangs out with, but he's going to start complaining about satanic pedophiles in Hollywood and the music business. Oh, it's fucking... The hypocrisy of him doing that when he hangs out with Steven Tyler is amazing. I love it. Every time he talks about satanic pedophiles, I should be there to remind everyone that he hangs out with a guy who once adopted a 14-year-old girl so he could fuck her. That's who his buddies are. It's great.
Bloody things going on. The weird stuff that, mannequins, people with no face. All of these symbols that have been shoved in our face for so long that you go into these movies and you see it in the movies, and it's easily academically...
This is a guy who, by the way, has said that Star Wars is basically a documentary and real.
Provable. There's
Oh, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of his spirit guides, or, came to him, appeared to him when he was a child. Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah.
nothing difficult to see here. And this group apparently needs to give us these tell us what they're really up to.
Yes, this is the argument, the Illuminati, the argument that they have to tell us what they're doing. That's why they do predictive programming. That's why they leave symbology and all these things out in plain sight, because they're required to do so. It's a law of the Illuminati. It's bullshit. He just makes this shit up. There's no historical facts behind anything that he's talking about as far as the so-called Illuminati go. It's made up conspiratorial nonsense. But that's what he peddles. Nonsense and bullshit.
In symbology, because that's the only way that they can get this to work. They're actually doing something where they feel that there are rules, and I got personal briefings on this.
There he goes with the fucking briefings. You don't get briefings, you fucking lunatic asshole. You sell bullshit. You're not getting any fucking briefings. The only briefings he's getting is from drug-addicted crackheads that tell him stories. Well, maybe not crackheads. Let's just say the quality of his so-called insiders he claims to be getting briefings from are drug addicts, senile old men, homeless people, things like that. That's who he's getting briefings from. That's the quality of his briefings. But he uses that term to make people think that he's getting important information from important people, kind of like a general or a senator gets a briefing. He's getting briefings from crackheads and senile old men.
They feel that there are rules, and that in order to get away with what they're doing, they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we consent to it by not opposing them in any substantive way, then we deserve to be enslaved.
Okay.
So going back to the
they're
slide
telling
again,
us. They're telling us.
Considering now that this deep state has decisively failed all 13 of the questions, and they are a psychopath. After you, psychopath, have shoved this symbology in our faces for so long, now you write some crappy articles, and you're trying to tell us that none of this exists, and that it's all just conspiracy nonsense. Okay, but even though none of this...
That's because it is conspiracy nonsense, David Wilcocks, and that's what you've been selling for 20 years. Nothing that David Wilcocks has ever talked about has ever been proven to be true and accurate and factual. Nothing. 20 years of riffing on in conspiracy land, alien land, psychic land, human consciousness land, Q land. Now he's a fucking I don't know. He's running a charity, and the point of the charity is he doesn't want to pay taxes. That's the real point of the charity. But yeah, nothing he ever talks about is ever proven to be true and factual and accurate. He's batting zero in 20 years of guesswork at this shit.
This is true, and it's all nonsense, and none of it's real, and it's all hogwash. You must be protected from encountering the information because, you know, you could be easily manipulated and you might be fooled, and we don't want that to happen to you. So let's just get the old relationship back up and running again. Let's let the abuser back in the house. Don't you like getting hit? Don't you like not having any money? You know, we had to watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that support you don't have any money because there are various reports of people on disability checks sending you hundreds of dollars out of their disability checks every month. Maybe they don't have enough money, David Wilcocks. Meanwhile, you're living in a fucking mansion laughing at stupid people that are lapping up this garbage. This is garbage that he's spewing. He's spewing garbage, the same old riffs, the same old bullshit, the Illuminati, predictive programming. They're all trying to control us. What do you got, man? Write some new material, you asshole. Because this shit you were talking about in 1998, right? And none of it has happened or come to be proven to be real yet. But you're still pushing it, just like those mass arrests.
Watch these videos.
Those mass arrests, folks. He's probably sometime in this stream got into the mass arrests.
Videos of battered wives with these black and blue eyes that look like eggplants. And they're like going, I still love him. I still love him. It's horrifying. The stuff they showed us as part of the suicide hotline training. And I'm telling you that what we have as a global society right now and as a country is a battered wife syndrome that is going on. And they're...
Who thinks, by a show of hands, who thinks David Wilcocks might be a battered wife? I think he might be a battered wife. What the fuck? What is he talking about, man?
Telling you must be protected from encountering the information. So now let's go to the next slide here. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what I believe is a prediction. I believe that the result is likely to go as anticipated. Now, what do I mean by that?
Oh, I hope he's making a prediction about the election because he's wrong about every fucking psychic prediction he's ever given. He's been wrong about.
It does not appear that there's going to be a long-winded, contested situation that is tangible and palpable. It does not appear that this is going to get dragged out. Even though there is massive fraud, such to a degree that the briefings that we got, which are on certain...
He said briefings again. You don't get briefings. You lying fucking sack of shit. I challenge David Wilcocks. Tell us who's giving you these briefings. He can't because he just makes this shit up. He just makes this shit up and says, I got a briefing last night. You didn't get a briefing. Maybe he smoked a big, fat, fucking fatty joint and wrote a bunch of this shit out. I don't know where he gets this shit. Sometimes I think his briefings come from a big fat bong because this shit is just all made up nonsense. He's not getting any fucking briefings. Stop saying briefings, you asshole.
Certain publicly available sites that I'm not going to say anymore. Those briefings have been going on since
You said it again.
2017 October. Tell you, if you go back and look, that there are 80 million false mail-ins that have been created. 80 million. That they're aware of this, and this is going to come out.
There is no substantial or factual or supportive evidence that there is 80 million fake ballots. This is another just made up fucking figure. Where are you getting the figure from, David Wilcocks? Let's fact check him live. How many fake ballots could there be? Could there really be 80 million? I call bullshit on this. This is bullshit. He's just making up numbers and making up shit.
Out, folks.
He's not giving any sourcing for where he's getting this figure from, which is proof positive that he's just making it up. If he had substantial or supportive or factual evidence to support his claim that there's 80 million fake ballots that were created and the government knows about it, he would be able to provide some sort of sourcing to prove his point. And he's not here, and he won't hear, because he's just making this shit up.
When you hear what this has got to say, and I'm not talking about right now, I'm talking about what happened before.
Is he going to start talking to the fucking toy airplane again? Oh my God, David Wilcocks, what the fuck are you doing?
In here, it's gonna creep you out, it's gonna terrify you, it's gonna disgust you, and you're not gonna be happy. So the result that we are anticipating is a landslide. Thank God. And I am happy to say that I have really done an enormous amount of due diligence on this. I've dug in, I've looked at it. And so if this...
He's done all this work on it, but he can't provide sourcing for the numbers that he's quoting. That's a clear indication that this is made up bullshit and nonsense. If he could provide sourcing to support his arguments, he would. Anyone would.
Whole situation is going to upset you. I do apologize. Many things have not been run the way that I would like them to be run, but I am very, very grateful for myself and for what I think is true, that it appears that this is going to be a landslide. And I think there are many, many...
We'll see what happens. That's a pretty bold statement. David Wilcocks is predicting a landslide tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be a landslide on either side, but okay, David Wilcocks, we'll see.
Reasons for this, I think the whole thing has been drastically overplayed. I was speaking to some very, very liberal neighbors of mine in Colorado, and what this person said, and he was talking to others who were far, far, far left, and they said, I cannot, in good conscience, vote for a person who I wouldn't even trust to take out the garbage.
Whoa, that's pretty rough. Come on, Sleepy Joe can run our country. He's just going to need a lot of naps, and that's what Kamala's for.
I cannot, in good conscience, vote for a person who is so demented that he can't even tell whether he's running for Senate or president. He doesn't know what year it is. It's astonishing. Honestly, as bizarre and horrific and supernatural as 2016 was, this is even more bizarre, because it's as if they only have one guy left that they could use. And so no matter how flawed he is and how many flaws come out, nope, this is the guy, and we're going all the way. So it appears to be...
So now he's also a political analyst, I suppose. I mean, I comment on these things, but not to this degree of like, I don't know. This is weird to watch.
Landslide. I'm not actually that worried about it. I would be amazed if it isn't. I would even be amazed if the contested thing goes on. And I'm saying this in advance, by the way. I'm making a prediction. Okay? Now let's go to the next slide.
Because his predictions are usually wrong.
The result, I believe, is going to be a landslide. And one of the things you can look at is the difference in crowd size. The incumbent, you see I'm being very careful, the incumbent is having record-breaking crowds. The enthusiasm is literally off the charts.
Well, for once, I agree with him. There was just a rally in Pennsylvania where there were 60,000 people showed up for a Trump rally. 60,000. And meanwhile, Joe Biden cannot fill a playground with supporters.
There are millions and millions of people who are actually saying, I will crawl naked over broken glass to vote for this man. I will crawl naked over broken glass to make sure that I go to the polling station in person and that I am counted and that this cannot be ignored. And then you look at the other side and the crowds that they have, and if you do any kind of digging.
So I'm assuming that he's saying it's going to be a landslide for Trump tomorrow. We'll see.
And you go beyond your little social media plantation, what are you going to see? 10 people show up. 5 people show up. Nobody shows up. Oh, we got some coyotes going off in the background there. That's interesting timing. The crowd size is so small that the whole entire talk has to be altered where you don't get to see what's out there because there's nobody there.
Well, holy shit, I'm going to agree with him. There's definitely been some media manipulation to make it less obvious that nobody's showing up to Biden rallies.
How in the world are there all these polls saying that this person is so far ahead
All right, we're going to skip ahead because I keep stopping the comments, so we're not up to where he's at live. Now we're getting right back to where he's at live right now, friends.
Now, an act of war, because these are acts of war, okay? These are high treasonous acts. It's not going to be allowed to continue. The Attorney General said as much in an interview. Depending on how this thing goes out. So there's a lot of things that we thought we were going to hear about before that are now being delayed until after. No matter what.
Things like those mass arrests he's been promising for 20 years. Yeah, that's not going to happen until after the election now. And I believe that he said something similar about it would happen after the election last time with Trump and Hillary. The mass arrests would begin and Hillary would be one of those arrested. Nothing that he talks about ever happens.
This is not going to win. They're just trying to make it really, really messy. Okay, that's all it's about. But they're not going to be winning because the whole thing is based on fraud. It is not a legitimate situation. It's a fraudulent situation. It is based in fraud, and therefore you're not actually voting in a fair way.
Well, I would consider David Wilcocks an expert in fraud, so maybe we can listen to him about voting fraud because I think he could be certified in a court of law as an expert in fraud. Hey, David, whatever happened to all that money from Convergence Pictures LLC? Whatever happened to all that money from the Pete Peterson GoFundMe, right? What's happening with all the money that people are donating to your 501c3 charitable organization? Where's all that money? And by the way, where's the 990 I requested? David Wilcocks and his wife, Elizabeth, are now in violation of federal laws concerning nonprofit organizations because I requested a copy of the 990 form, their latest, and it's been more than 30 days. He had 30 days to produce it for me and has not. And we're going to have more on that later, friends. It's going to get good. It's going to get juicy. We want to know what he's doing with all the money people are donating to him.
Say the least. It is a totally messed up, crazy, distorted situation. Nothing can stop what is coming. No matter how it turns out, we're still going to get what we want, which means, thank God, we're almost there. No matter what, this is what's going to lance the boil. This is what's going to get us this information that's been hidden for so long. But it's very intense.
Oh, yeah, because Trump is the alliance president, right? And he's gonna allow disclosure where all these other people won't. Boy, he looks pretty deranged there, doesn't he? Look at that. What a fucking nut job.
Tense. And you can help by voting. Back to the slide. Are you ready to hold the political elite protected?
Oh, this is the alliance briefings.
Hell yes, we are. Are you ready to take back control?
So he's getting briefings. At least I believe he's claiming that he's getting alliance briefings from the alliance, and you know the bad guys are the Dark Alliance, right? Crazy.
Of this country. That's what just came out on Halloween night. Nothing can stop what is coming is not just a catchphrase. Are you ready to hold the elite accountable? Are you ready to take back control? Are you ready to finish what we started? And there were several of these, and I integrated them into one slide. Okay. Then we had nothing until today. This was just earlier today, November 2nd.
Oh, he got another briefing. He got another briefing, friends, from his crackhead friends that claim to be government insiders, right? Yeah, he got another briefing from a whistleblower, an insider, an alliance member. This shit, this is like reading like a fucking 8th grade. It's like somebody in the 8th grade wrote a fucking bad spy novel and you're forced to fucking read it. That's what this material is like.
And this is where I felt a huge sigh of relief. Finally, the day before, when it's really too late to sway, they actually said this, or they linked to this rather. Blank's early vote lead is not enough, and they know it. Dems plan to call at real blankety blank election day surge.
He won't even say the president's name. What a fucking coward.
A red mirage to delegitimize his wave of support. They will try to create a smokescreen post-election day, even running TV ads to cast a doubt on the November 3rd vote. Be ready.
Well, that would be an interesting scenario if that actually happened. Okay.
So it's really, really silly, but yes, this is what's going to happen. But guess what, folks? If people vote for the guy you don't like and the votes are legitimate and they're counted legitimately, you still have to deal with it. If it's 4 more years, it's 4 more years. It's not forever. You're going to get your life back. There's going to be other people. There's going to be other leaders. There's going to be a better, if you don't like the situation we're in, there's going to be a better one. But I don't know about you. I want to know what's in these 100,000 plus sealed indictments. I want to know.
He's getting to the mass arrests and the sealed indictments that he's been talking about for 20 years. Oh, there he is. There he is, friends. Oh, the mass arrests. All those sealed indictments. We're finally going to get them. You've been promising, David Wilcocks, you fucking dumbass. You have been promising this shit. David Wilcocks has been promising that they're going to unseal all those sealed indictments and start mass arrests for 20 fucking years. He's been talking about that's going to happen any minute now. And here we are again. Ooh, mass arrests coming any minute now. Mass arrests. They're coming, friends. They're coming. They're just around the corner. Right after the election, those sealed indictments are going to get unsealed. Holy shit. Maybe we're finally going to get those sealed indictments unsealed, right? David Wilcocks, you fucking douchebag. You've been talking about them unsealing those sealed. There's always sealed indictments. That's the way the legal system works, you asshole. There's no fucking mass arrests coming right around the corner, you dumbass. Hasn't stopped him from selling that grift, from trying to fucking con people for 20 plus years that mass arrests are just around the corner. Sell that hopium, David. Sell it. Look at that face on this motherfucker selling hopium. That's all you got. The same shit you've been talking about for 20 years that hasn't happened yet. And it never fucking will.
What there is, that's all this buildup is about. I want to know why these people would be willing to burn everything to the ground, risk everything, go so ridiculously far that Hitler marching on Stalingrad, which caused his defeat in World War II, as the Russians slashed and burned everything along the way, there was no food for the troops, no shelter for the troops. They starved and they died. Okay? This kind of battlefield error is much, much bigger than one bad move by one person.
He's a political strategist now and a history expert. He's gonna tell us exactly what's going to happen. This is what he always does when there's big events going on. He tries to come on and tell everybody what's going to happen. But the problem is that he's the world's worst fake psychic. And all of the shit that he talks about never happens. So if you want to know what's not going to probably happen tomorrow, I guess listen to this asshole. But I don't know that he's wrong yet. But he usually is. We'll see.
This is a complex, interconnected series of very, very bad moves. And remember, too, the popular vote does not determine the election. The vote is won by electoral votes.
Now he's going to give us a civics lesson. He always talks down to his audience as if everybody else is much stupider than him. Remember, this is the guy that said he had 180 IQ. Fuck are you? This guy has a 180 IQ. I'm sorry, but Einstein was only 160 or so. But he claims to be smarter than Einstein, this fucking clown.
So we all have these districts in the U.S., and you vote in your district, and then all those votes go to the person who runs your local electoral college, your local representative.
He's really going to give everybody a civics lesson. We all know this. We've all learned this in fucking grade school social studies or civics class in high school, you asshole. He talks down to everybody. Everybody's an idiot except him, right?
Representative for that. And then that person makes their own discernment of what electoral vote they will cast, and they don't actually have to use the public vote. If exculpatory evidence comes out that gets one person free and clear and makes the other person look very guilty of something, and they can see that, but the public is not seeing it clearly, they could change their electoral vote. It's controversial. It doesn't happen very often.
He's talking about superdelegate votes.
But it could. So what we're really looking at is who gets to the 270 electoral vote margin first. Who gets that number first? And that is based, it's supposed to be based on voting. So here again, what we're seeing is they already know it's going to be a landslide. They might not know exactly how much. There's some gray area in it, but it is not going to be anything but a landslide. And they know that, and so they're going to have to call it a mirage. They're going to run ads. They're going to do all this stuff to try to say this isn't real, this isn't legitimate. So please help make it as legitimate as possible. So going back to the slide here, the polls are complete nonsense.
There is a multitude of polls, so it really depends on which one you're looking at. I think that the polls are slightly off, as they were in 2016.
And I will show you this by considering the cycles of history. You know, I'll just say I might know a little something about history repeating itself. After all, I did write an entire book on it called The Synchronicity Key, in which I go into a very detailed analysis of cycles of history.
He's plugging his own fucking books as proof of, why he's a fucking good source of information. His books are filled with bullshit, and they're 50 to 60% copy and paste jobs from other people's works. No, you can't cite yourself, you asshole. That's not a good thing to do.
It is 10 o'clock in our local time here. I am aware that, it's very late for some people. I'm sorry about that. We got very late start.
10 o'clock is very late for some people. Oh, that's right. Most of his audience, the actual humans watching him, are old ladies. So, they got to get to bed, David. Come on, what are you doing keeping everybody up?
And I am going to wrap this up pretty quick. This is the last little section, folks. So we've got about a half an hour to go. If you're tired, I'm sorry.
Half an hour?
Hang in there.
I got to listen to this asshole for another half hour?
Let's look at the cycles of history. What was Huffington Post saying on Election Day 2016?
I'm not getting paid enough to cover this fucking douchebag for another half hour. So somebody send me some fucking money right now. I'm going to go to the David Wilcocks School of Fundraising, right? What the fuck? I got to sit through this shit?
November the 8th. Well, they presented something on their front page in which they had a very, very scientific analysis of the percentage of simulations where each candidate becomes president. So this is supposed to be a super advanced scientific process where you look at all these simulations, all these different polls, the most intelligent, high-octane, super advanced, super scientific simulations that are based on real-world scientific data to determine which candidate is going to become president. This was the front page of Huffington Post on the day of the election at 2:38 p.m. Now, the first thing you see is here's this woman just laying it down, scorching him. Judge torches T's lawyers. Offensive. And then read down here. This is the bottom of what you just saw, just so you can see this, right? Look at the bottom of where she is, her picture, and you see the word fear. Let's read this. The fear is that T will reject the election result.
Why won't he say the president's name or the name of countries? Is he that paranoid about losing his channel?
This campaign has shattered norms. He's a fascist, admires authoritarianism. Our republic is on the brink. He is a demagogue. The right's failure to see it is a disgrace. This is a referendum on hate. And now you got to go over to the right-hand side. You see that on the front page at 2:38 p.m. where it says presidential forecast? Well, let's just jump over ahead to that real quick here. And let's see.
Yeah, everybody was wrong about the Clinton and Trump race, but this is pretty drastic.
Exactly what it says. I'm going to zoom in on this, folks. The percent of simulations where each candidate becomes president. Clinton, 98.0% likely to win. T, 1.7%.
So I don't get it. He can say Clinton, but he can't say the president's name? What kind of fucking rule book of trying to get around the YouTube algorithm is this douchebag going to? Because that's not going to work, you dumbass.
This was on the day of the election, folks, at 2:38 p.m. 98% chance out of all a meta-analysis of all the polls, all the simulations, 98%. Oh, well, how we calculate this? Do you see that at the bottom? Yeah, how we calculate this. Wouldn't I love to know that? Because this is some real hoodoo voodoo kind of legerdemain crazy stuff going on here.
We're going to skip ahead. He's going to go for fucking 5 hours. Yeah, now he's on to Hillary bashing. Let's, what is this? Election results might be delayed. All right, look, this asshole should be out someplace looking for dildos. Look at this asshole. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? This is David Wilcocks, who I challenged to find a big box of dildos with his psychic powers and his government insiders and his secret briefings and his alien friends. And so far, he has not been able to find either my big box of dildos. There are dildos buried in 14 different countries right now. There are dildos that, so the way that David Wilcocks box of dildos challenge works is if he finds my big box of dildos with his super psychic powers and his government insiders and his alien friends and his secret space program insider whistleblower friends, then he gets, it was originally $10,000, it's up to $14,000 due to some generous pledges from viewers kicking in. I'll give $1,000 if he finds that box of dildos. Hasn't found that box of dildos. Then we get to the second part of the David Wilcocks box of dildos challenge, in that he can find a viewer's buried dildo. We have viewers in 14 different countries now that have buried a single dildo for the David Wilcocks box of dildos challenge. So far, he has not found a single dildo. This asshole is look, what is he doing? He's taking money from people to do this. He's taking donations for a fucking charitable organization, and this is what he's doing with the money. This is fucking amazing to me that this guy can get away with this.
You might encounter unconfirmed claims. Election results might be delayed. Well, this is so silly. Honestly, it's like, can't you guys think of something better than to just keep kicking this thing around and bringing us all through your weird global acrimonious divorce? Shouldn't the people be allowed to make up their own mind? Shouldn't they be allowed to be aware of information that might... All
right, we're skipping ahead again. For those that aren't aware, this asshole is up to like, let's see, what is he up to? He's up to like 2 hours and 40 minutes now of just all this rambling nonsense for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Don't get what you want, that you're going to go out and try to hurt people, you should be fully advised that they are on the job big time, okay? Because nobody wants the violence. Nobody wants that. I don't want it. This platform doesn't tolerate it. I would never advocate for it at all. And therefore, if there are steps that can be taken that are non-lethal, that just involve people being arrested.
Yeah, some people may realize that he was talking to Barack Obama directly, like as if Barack Obama watches his live streams. Now he's going to give advice to the protesters or the people that are managing the protests and the riots, because he's an expert on civil disobedience as well.
And stopped from hurting other people, that is a good thing. It should be a good thing, unless you no longer can think for yourself and you somehow think all of this stuff is going to be a great thing if it happens. It's not. So I can tell you that they are very, very tight on this. They have an excellent amount of logistics and planning behind it. And it may actually be quite...
And he knows this from all those briefings he gets, right? With government insiders. He doesn't know shit. He's just off the cuff making this shit up.
Minimal. So I wouldn't be too afraid about things going on, because I think this part of the equation has been ruled out. So back to the slide again. We're not going to worry about that right now, because the truth is that we have surprising control over the outcome. We know for a fact that a global meditation causes a 72% reduction.
Oh, he's going to start with the Maharishi effect now. This is another one of his riffs. Listen, there's this thing called the Maharishi effect. Maybe I got that wrong. But it's the concept put forth by the Transcendental Meditation movement, which basically says that if a bunch of people, like let's get 1,000 people together in a city and meditate and pray for global peace. And if that happens, there's a reduction in crime and a reduction in violence and all this. And it's bullshit. It's not. It's been debunked over and over and over again. That doesn't happen. You can get 1 million people in a fucking huge cathedral together to meditate on world peace, and it doesn't do anything to the local crime statistics. This is a bullshit narrative that was pushed originally by the Transcendental Meditation movement and its guru. It's been debunked time and time and time again, but David Wilcocks brings it up all the fucking time. It's one of his talking points, and it's completely and totally bullshit. Let's listen to him sell this bullshit one more. How many times can David Wilcocks sell this mass meditation effect lie to stupid people? How many times can he push this mass meditation bullshit cart down the road? Because I've been covering him, listening to his bullshit for probably 10 years. He has hundreds of times brought this up. It's completely and totally a falsehood. It's been completely and totally debunked. It's not real, but that won't stop this asshole from using it as one of his talking points. Here we go. He's hit all of his bullshit, his major bullshit talking points. Shadow government, the cabal, mass arrests, sealed indictments. Now we're getting to the global meditation lie that he's been pushing. It's a lie, friends. Sounds good. It's bullshit. Let's listen to him push this bullshit cart into another live stream of his.
In violence. And this global meditation was only done by 7,000 people. And yet they changed the entire world again, creating a 72%.
No, the statistics were all bullshit. They didn't change anything. This is a lie that he's been pushing for at least 10 years. Doesn't work, friends. The statistics, they're not real.
Reduction in global crime, war, terrorism, and fatalities. And there are at least 39 independent studies that have replicated this effect.
Cite your sources, David Wilcocks. Let's look at them. He's bluffing. No, there isn't 39 independent studies replicating this effect. No, there isn't. He's full of shit. He's completely and totally full of shit. He's making up facts that don't exist.
Which I call the meditation effect, just to keep it, non-denominational.
Yeah, why don't you name it by the person that pushed it? He doesn't want to recognize the transcendental movement somehow.
It's for everybody. And this is only one of thousands of data points that I have put together in the course of all my work, saying that the universe is alive. And
thousands of data points, thousands of fake data points that he just makes up. Or, maybe true, kind of true, somewhat true. Came from channeling sources that he strings together. These aren't data points, friends. These are bullshit points. Let's be accurate, David Wilcocks. You don't have data points. Not that can be scientifically proven to be real. You don't have any facts. You don't have data points. You have bullshit points. Let's give him this, though. David Wilcocks has great bullshit points. He sells the best bullshit. It's all fake bullshit, but he's got the best bullshit points. And he brings those same bullshit points up time and time and time and time again. And each time he does, it's almost a laugh factory for the people that have been listening to him do it for 10 years. They weren't true the first time you brought these bullshit points up. They're not suddenly going to become true if you bring those same bullshit points up 100 more times, David Wilcocks, you douchebag. This is bullshit.
Unconscious, and there are many benevolent beings out there who are ensuring our safety. Now,
yes, our cosmic space brothers, right? That's the line that he goes with. They're all benevolent. They're our cosmic space brothers. He has no idea about extraterrestrial life. He's just digesting bullshit, listening to anybody telling him fake stories, and running with it.
Now, the UFO question is one of the things over here. The UFO question is one of the things.
Yeah. Elizabeth, the front camera, bitch. Come on, bitch. Run the stream better.
That's going to come up big time. I expect that after this landslide occurs, that you're going to start really hearing things ramp up, and pretty quickly you're going to hear some very cool stuff, because the president was just asked the other day.
Oh, there's another bullshit point. Disclosure is just around the corner. Any day now. We're going to get the UFO truth and find out about those aliens. Here's another bullshit point that he's been pushing for 20 plus years, and nothing's ever happened. Aren't people tiring of this asshole with the same fake bullshit points for 10 or 20 years, living in a fucking $1 million mansion, and that's the quality of the information you get from him? The same shit that he's been talking about for 20 years, and none of this shit has ever happened or become proven to be real, but he just keeps pushing that bullshit cart down the road of time, bro. But time is not kind, David Wilcocks, and I think the end of your bullshit cart road is coming sooner than you think, bro.
About the Space Force, and he said that our military has capabilities that are going to blow your mind like nothing you've ever expected to see, and it's all coming out very soon. So technology could take a big
disclosure is always coming very soon, according to David Wilcocks. For 20 years, he's been saying that disclosure is coming very soon.
Leap. All kinds of interesting stuff appears to be about to happen, and even the heavily compromised entity I was talking about before, back to the slide, is now fully acknowledging that UFOs do exist. And this I showed you last time, that the Pentagon has reportedly found off-world vehicles not made on this earth, and they found multiple ones. And what's...
Oh my God, this is, again, let's fact check David Wilcocks live. The Pentagon has never reportedly found off-world vehicles not made of this earth. This is a confusion of a New York Times article that said that a crackpot scientist that is not credible, that has been more or less called a crackpot scientist in the past for wasting money on crackpot research. He got sort of labeled as a crackpot scientist by the United States Air Force back in the 80s for doing crackpot research and wasting government funds. Said in a New York Times article, he was one of the sources that he briefed people at the Pentagon about off-world vehicles not made of this earth. But someone briefing people about it and the Pentagon saying, yeah, we have off-world vehicles not made of this earth is two entirely different things. He conflates and confuses the two because it fits his narrative. This is David Wilcocks at his finest. Let's find a bullshit source that agrees with me, and I'll put it up on the screen as I tell people lies and factually inaccurate statements because it sounds good, right? Sounds good. The Pentagon has reportedly found off-world vehicles not made of this earth. No, they didn't.
So weird is they released this stuff. This is from July of this year, and then they never talk about it again. That there's actually multiple.
Because that story was discredited as not factually correct, you dumbass, but you missed the memo because you're a terrible fucking researcher. For a guy with a 180 IQ, you're not smart enough to play this game, you douchebag.
Crashed disks. They're saying this now. This is coming from the Pentagon, from official sources. Multiple, I think they claimed 7 last.
No, they never gave a number. And they never said that they had crash flying saucers. What was said was that a crackpot scientist from the 1980s that was discredited by the United States Air Force in the 1980s in the form of Eric Davis claimed that he briefed Pentagon officials about off-world vehicle crashes not of this earth. But a crackpot scientist going in and talking about it, and the Pentagon saying it's true, it's real, we have crash flying saucers, is 2 entirely different things. But you're too stupid, David Wilcocks. You're too fucking dumb to realize the difference between those 2 things. So you're running with the fantastical science fiction fantasy story that you think people will buy because you're a fucking idiot. People want the truth about that stuff, and you're feeding them lies. You've been feeding people lies about UFOs and aliens for 20 fucking plus years, you asshole. This is what you have to do. Every day when David Wilcocks gets up, he runs around looking for shit that will support his fake bullshit arguments, that disclosure's coming anytime soon, that there's a secret government cover-up, and they got aliens and alien bodies and crashed flying saucers. But none of it ever bears fruit as being truthful because he's fast and loose with bullshit. It's not real, folks. It's not real. But that won't stop David Wilcocks from trying to sell it like a piece of shit lowlife, even though he knows none of this shit is factually accurate.
I saw 7 different crashed disks that we have recovered. Now, the technological bounty that should come off of that alone, if it really is something that's of higher intelligence, better technology than we have, reverse engineering that and the technology that comes off it should be totally amazing. Should have changed our reality completely. That's what the president is now prognosticating, and he's made many other leading statements before that have said that could happen. And we also have to remember...
Yes, they're holding the technology away from us. It's a government cover-up. Another riff. Looks like he just took a shot in the eye, doesn't it? I can see David Wilcocks taking a big shot in the eye, like somebody just right there in his eye, looking at got his eye a little bit, so he had to close his eye. David Wilcocks, you deserve a fucking shot in the eye for selling this bullshit to people. You really do, you fucking lowlife.
That they are trying to spin this thing. What is the name of the program? The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, the AATIP. And we saw the new movie that they just came out with that drives this narrative along. I think it's called Phenomenon or something like that.
He looks like both Beavis and Butthead. He does. This motherfucker looks like
Academy
both
of
of
Arts
them.
and Science, all this kind of stuff that everybody has questioned, and the view counts never were very good compared to what we're doing. They're like 10,000 views per video on the average or less, except for the 3 really amazing little Tic Tac videos that we had. Nothing else really got any views. They're trying to say in this new movie, they're promoting grays. Okay, so at the end of the movie, the big reveal is grays exist. And they showing these little children that saw them, I guess, in the 1970s before anybody knew about it. And they're describing the eyes. And it's...
He's talking about the Phenomenon film, which we'll be doing a review upcoming. There's nothing new in the Phenomenon film. The only thing that I thought was interesting is that they went back to the kids that saw in Africa that saw the flying saucer and the alien 20 years later, and they all have not changed their story, and they stick by what they said they saw when they were children.
It's very, very dramatic. So it appears that they have at least decided that they're going to tell us that grays exist. They're going to tell us.
They're going to tell us that grays exist because an independent filmmaker, I believe his name is Jamie Foxx, I could be wrong, made a film about UFOs. Here we go, confusing and conflating 2 separate things. Hey, David Wilcocks, you dumbass. Just because an independent filmmaker made a film and, talked about these things doesn't mean that that's because the government is now going to tell us. An independent filmmaker can make a film about anything. It doesn't mean that the government is funding him or getting us ready. But this is the stupid argument from this fucking douchebag.
That there are aliens, extraterrestrials, and they want to push that narrative forward, and they want to keep us afraid. So they're also talking about, back to the slide, that UFOs have been seen over nuclear missile installations.
This is nothing new. This is all well known. Everything in the Phenomenon film was already well known. He's regurgitating nonsense, just as the Phenomenon film regurgitated. Well, actually, there is substantial and supportive evidence that UFOs have been over nuclear sites and messed with missiles. That's a scary thought. But this riff has been overplayed by all these disclosure jerk-off assholes. And what does it mean? We don't know. Were those enemy aircraft or drones that were causing that disturbance, or were they extraterrestrials? No, it's always aliens, bro. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it was aliens. This is the UFO disclosure narrative nonsense bullshit that we've been getting for 30 years.
And these same articles are trying to say, oh, well, this is a threat. This is a dangerous, bad thing. Let's go back to the Apollo 14 astronaut, Dr. Edgar Mitchell, pictured here, who actually interviewed all these different people from Roswell. And what he ended up seeing was that everybody reported the same stuff. And he was involved in this Robert Hastings UFO event that took place at the National Press Club in 2010, in which, again, many, many witnesses came forward. And they all said that they saw these UFOs appearing over nuclear missile installations and powering them down. And it was non-denominational, non-nationalistic. It worked.
This shit is like, how did he get from what he was talking about? Now we're on to aliens. And how much further does he go? We're going to catch up to live. I can't sit through his nonsensory too much longer here. I'm reaching my bullshit capacity overload already.
When the threat has finally been reduced, when we can exit this dysfunctional relationship without both parties dying, without the planet.
And he's been on for just under 3 hours now, friends.
Dying, which, believe me, they want to do that. When it really gets down to the wire, they would gladly blow the whole thing up if they can't control it. So the Alliance is taking care of that stuff. There's incredible detail in this plan.
The Alliance, the mythical good guy organization that's trying to bring us UFO disclosure and trying to arrest all the satanic pedophiles in Hollywood and the music business. Yeah, this magical fucking unicorn is going to come and save us all. This is his narrative. What a fucking bunch of hopium bullshit this guy sells.
The briefings I've had are amazing.
He fucking said briefings again. Don't fucking say briefings, you asshole. Look at him. I just want to punch him right in his fucking fake teeth. Every time he says briefings, I want to punch him right in his fake fucking teeth. You're not getting briefings, you asshole. You're making all this shit up as you go. Fucking briefings.
The briefings I've had are amazing.
Fuck, you're not getting
the
briefings.
Comprehensiveness. The fullness of this whole thing is so amazing. Back to the slide one more. Why don't we just look at the evidence, which we're not allowed to see. Why can't we be cool enough to see the evidence and make our own decisions? What do you guys got to hide? All right, enough of this. It's 10:30. We're going to now end with the meditation practice.
Oh, thank God. Oh,
because
now
I have a little buddy over here. Let's go to this camera real quick.
We might get to see his wife play those fucking bowls, and she's terrible at it. She's fucking horrible. Listen, she's fucking terrible at it. Please let her play those fucking bowls.
And I listen to him sometimes, and he talks to me, and he says, hey.
All right, he was talking to a fucking model airplane. Now he's talking to a fucking Jesus statue. I think he's losing it just a little bit, man.
Yeah, that might work. I think this might be a good idea. What do you think? Yeah, he says it works, okay? He says it's science, and he says there's science to prove it. I kind of think I believe him. It's Jesus, okay? So.
Oh, now he talks to Jesus as well as toy airplanes.
This is the real world equivalent of how we get this to work, how we get the result that we want to have. Let's go to this number 4 wide shot here real quick. And I'll show you the whole room. You get to see everything. Okay?
No, we get to see your shitty curtains and your fucking really cheap ass fucking. This is what we get to see: his cheap ass Chinese tapestry, his cheap ass. I thought that was a Buddha statue. That's some other kind of fucking statue. And his shitty pillows and his bad curtains. He probably lets his wife decorate his house. This is some woman fucking garbage shit that she bought on Amazon to make his streams look not so shitty. And I just want to say, you failed, bitch. This looks terrible. You're supposed to be a fucking millionaire. You're fucking millionaires. You live in you have $1 million mansions. This is the best you could do. Whew. It looks decorated by it looks like my gay friend with bad taste decorated their house.
And then I told you there's some funny transition effects you can play with the slider where you get the green button and the red button. You can fade me in and out. I'd like you to keep both feet flat on the floor.
Oh, we're getting into meditation. Let's all meditate for global peace meditation. David Wilcocks, you fucking douchebag. Nobody wants to meditate with you because you're a fucking idiot.
Take a nice deep breath in and just let it go. And by the way, I feel calmer already. David Wilcocks is having a very calming effect on me with his fucking boring as shit global peace meditation. This is some shit. This guy's a fucking millionaire. This is the top of the heap of the fucking conspiratorial alien UFO guys. This is the fucking pinnacle of being one of those losers. Jesus Christ. I saw we had 11,000. How many do we have right now?
Oh, you got to stop and brag. Listen, during a global peace meditation, you got to stop and brag about the number of viewers that you have. Even though most of them are fake Chinese bot farm viewers, racks of cell phones, and he pays for these fucking views. And I'll be out there on a limb. I'm a computer science guy. There's no fucking way that he has 11,000 live viewers. These are fucking bought views for his ego.
11,025. We are past the number of 5,000, which is all it takes to get the 72% reduction. Okay? And you don't have to believe this is going to work.
Oh, I just realized this is fucking beautiful. So basically, David Wilcocks is claiming that he's going to do the Maharishi effect here. And he's going to reduce global violence and crime by a significant percentile. On the night before the most contested election in American history, where cities all over the United States are boarding up their fucking windows. This is beautiful, friends. We are not going to realize the significance of how beautiful this is until tomorrow night. He is basically claiming that he's going to do this meditation and everything's going to be kumbaya tomorrow. We're all going to sit in a circle no matter who wins and sing kumbaya, hug each other and shit, because he's doing a global peace meditation and this works. This is beautiful. Let's see if this shit works, David Wilcocks. Let's see if your global peace meditation is going to reduce crime and violence and murder and rioting and looting tomorrow night. You motherfucker. Oh my, this is beautiful. You never do this. You don't go that far out on a limb with your bullshit fake fucking cons. He is handing all of his critics a beautiful and perfect gift tonight. Because if it's not kumbaya and global crime and global violence reduced tomorrow, he's a lying motherfucker and an asshole. Thank you, David Wilcocks. Oh, this is going to be, I can't wait till tomorrow night to see global peace all throughout the world because David Wilcocks got enough viewers to make this work. He just said he did.
Work. Just please do this with me anyway. I want you to take a nice deep breath in and allow yourself to relax.
I'm not feeling very relaxed, David.
And by the
Wilcocks.
way, you can be going on all different camera angles as I do this. Just keep taking it from different shots.
It's important during a global peace meditation to make sure that your dumbass wife is working the fucking cameras right. It's important. You got to make sure, fuck global peace. I got to look good, bitch. Make sure you're getting this angle and that angle. Jesus Christ, David Wilcocks, you wear the mark of a con man fraud on your fucking sleeve with your narcissistic bullshit here.
Take another nice deep breath in and let it go.
Oh, fade a minute out. Yeah, we got to get the fade
Feeling
going.
yourself relaxing all over your body, every pore opening up and relaxing. Feeling so comfortable, so relaxed, so much at peace.
I don't feel comfortable or relaxed or at peace, David Wilcocks. I can't wait to see your fucking stupid going out on a limb experiment here make you look like a fucking asshole when shit pops off tomorrow night and there's violence in the streets all across our entire country. You fucking stupid asshole. You think you're going to affect global peace? You're a fucking douchebag.
In this moment, here.
Let's go to the live chat.
Now.
It's all about the angles.
Allowing waves of radiant love to pass through your body. Envisioning the possibility, however remote it may seem, that the world heals.
He's real proud of this new fade effect they figured out.
That the world is reborn. Meditating even more deeply now on everyone having enough money, enough food, enough water.
David Wilcocks got enough money because stupid fucking people give him money and then he doesn't even pay taxes. He wants everybody to have enough money just like him. Maybe you can buy $1 million mansion selling bullshit stories and fake mass meditation bullshit that doesn't work. He wishes everybody has enough. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that so love and light of this fucking douchebag, asshole, jerk-off con man? He's fucking gonna wish people well while he's stealing from them, selling bullshit. Great. It's great.
Healthy air to breathe, clean water to drink and to bathe in and to use for sanitation. Envision a world without lying, treachery, manipulation, cunning, and deceit.
If I envision that world, you'd be out of a fucking job, bro. Your whole life is fucking deception and conning and lying to people. He's got a guilty conscience, I guess. It's affecting his global peace mass meditation. He wants less people like him in the fucking world. David Wilcocks, you're a fucking low-life, degenerate piece of shit that has been selling lies and fairy tales to people to profit for 20 plus years. You've got a fucking $1 million mansion, right? And you're going to say something like that? You want less lying in the world? You're going to be out of a fucking career if this mass meditation works. You fucking piece of shit. Con man, fucking asshole. This is great, friends.
Envision a world with relationships with your leaders that you really appreciate and trust.
Wow, sounds like utopia.
That trust is rebuilt. That trust is earned. That results are shown. That the economy improves. That children are no longer being singled out for unspeakable acts.
Oh, we have to mention, it's important during a global peace meditation to mention the satanic pedophile rings that he's been talking about for 20 years. Well, 5 years, maybe 8, maybe 10. I don't know.
That prosperity returns. That everyone is happy and smiling. The world is given.
I gotta say, I'm gonna be happy and smiling tomorrow night if shit pops off, just because this fucking clown is gonna look like a complete and total fucking lunatic idiot for claiming that he's gonna bring down the violence rate in the world with this bullshit.
Amazing new things, a wealth that was held back and is now set free. Breathing ever more deeply, imagining, however impossible it might
How
seem,
fucking long is this?
that we finally get official recognition of the truth.
Yeah, disclosure's coming any minute. 3 hours and 10 minutes, and I think let's just fucking how much more? I don't know how much more of this I could take, friends. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, but I'm running out of steam. My bullshit meter is is already broke like 10 statements ago, and
That we are not alone in the universe. Envisioning that amazing event where the negativity is rooted out, perpetrators are.
look at him positioning himself though, like he's some kind of fucking guru. You're the guru of bullshit, David Wilcocks. You're the guru of bullshit, right? If people want to learn bullshit, they can come to you. You have nothing of value to share with the world, and that's sad, considering how much money you take from people.
Called out for what they have done. Lies are exposed. Hidden secrets.
All right, we're skipping ahead. I can't.
Nobody is
can't
perfect,
take it.
but
I
it's
can't
nowhere
take
near
it.
as bad as what you were told. And actually finding out, you know what? Maybe this was a good thing. Goodness, compassion,
All right, we're up to live now.
accept the trauma.
We're up to live.
to
How long is he
reinvigorate
going to do this, man? Fuck,
that
come
part of
on,
the
dude.
brain.
Wrap it up.
See this love enveloping the earth.
He's at 3 hours and 12 minutes in. Is he going to do a 4 hour? I can't do another fucking 4. I'll fucking blow my brains out if I got to listen to this asshole for another 45
See the
minutes.
new technologies that we deserve to have finally being released. It's not going to happen right away, but it will indeed take place.
And David Wilcocks building hover cars for all of us, and he's seeking investor money for that.
Feel the love even for those who have been perpetrators. We understand. We understand that you were born into this, that it's generational, that it's gone on for hundreds of years. We understand and we are sorry that you were tortured from the time you were born and brought into this thing. We understand how horrible your life is, that we couldn't go through the torture you go through, or it would cause a dissociative split in our psyche. We understand how much you're suffering, and we invite you. There is still time to step forward, to be a hero, to become a whistleblower, to do the right thing.
Yeah, be a whistleblower. Like the fucking quality of fake whistleblowers that he has had, right?
Tell the truth that they told you you could never say. Be brave. Be strong. You can still redeem all of your karma by becoming a whistleblower. You don't have to go through anything bad.
Come on. Get to the point.
So that only those who are the worst holdouts, who simply will not change from their psychopathic belief structures, only those have to be put on trial. And many others can finally turn this around and do the right thing.
There's going to be, mass arrests and mass trials and, secret government courts trying all these people.
Pray for them. We surround them with light. We ask them, please.
Take away all their constitutional rights and try them in secret government tribunals. He's advocated that, but let's pray for them while we're doing that to them. What a fucking... He doesn't even realize how hypocritical he is, and and how one statement he makes completely and totally contradicts the other. It's ridiculous.
Please do the right thing. Please take the deal and become a hero. Your karma will be richly rewarded for this, because the planet needs your help. We need you to step forward. We need you.
I think he might be talking to Barack Obama again, because he famously said that, Barack Obama was getting offered this deal to come forward and be a whistleblower and all this crap. It's all fucking made up nonsense. Here we go again with the Barack Obama riff.
You to do
Take the deal, Barry. That's what he cried about on one of his last streams. The fucking lunatic idiot.
the right thing and to tell the truth. Now and forever. Envelop this love throughout the whole planet. Envision all people feeling happy, smiling and laughing, having something to look forward to. They wake up and they say, my God, it looked like we were all going to die. It looked like the end of the world. And now look at what happened. Now look at this. Look at how beautiful it is now. Look at how much things have changed. Everybody's happy. Everybody's smiling. We're all walking around. Look.
Everybody's going to be happy tomorrow because David Wilcocks meditated on it, right? Yeah, because he's such a fucking important and influential spiritual leader. He's not a spiritual leader. He's a fucking lunatic con man asshole that talks about aliens and blue bird aliens and fucking government cover-ups that don't exist and, you know, mass arrests that are never going to happen. And he's Edgar Casey reincarnated. He's a fucking douchebag asshole. He's not a spiritual leader. He's not a guru of anything except bullshit. Come on. The world's going to be peaceful tomorrow because this asshole meditated on it with, 10,000 live viewers, but 8,900 of them were fucking Chinese and Indian bot farms, racks of fucking cell phones hitting his video.
Looking at each other in awe. Our eyes tell the story of how amazing this thing was. Who could have imagined that something like this was going to happen, and yet we knew it had to. We knew that the good, compassionate people had to rise up, had to see this for what it is. They had to do something, and it had to be all very, very covert until the final moment, because the threat.
I don't know what's worse. Is he doing this all off the cuff, improvising, or is he following a script that he memorized? Either way, this is fucking terrible.
Was so high. The retribution was so high. And how do you possibly oppose something that owns the communications, owns the lines of communication, and enforces its own opinion?
Maybe he's channeling Ra right now because he's not wrapping it up. Come on, wrap it up, you asshole.
We invoke this with the power of the Almighty One Infinite Creator. We invoke this power now. We use it benevolently. We wish only for the liberation of this planet through whatever strange and circumlocuted way it might be coming.
Circumlocuted? Is that even a word? Did you just make up a fucking word, Mr. 180 IQ? Circumlocuted?
In, even to the point that it may seem upsetting and we may not understand anything about what's going on. We create that receptive space of love.
Is he going to wrap this
We
up?
invite love to fill that space.
What the fuck?
We invite in love to transform people on this planet so that we get through this next few weeks with no violence or very little, or that the violence is quickly subdued by benevolent forces working in our highest and best interest.
We pray these things through Christ our Lord. I feel like almost like the ritualisticness of this is almost like a Catholic Mass. Like he's saying all these things that like sound good and he wants everybody to agree with him, right? That's a Catholic Mass, basically.
And we send this love to all those we care about, thinking now about how we might reach out to them in the coming days as very upsetting information clouds their mind and creates cognitive dissonance, and they can't get out of bed. And they're so depressed and they're so mortified at what they've learned that we call them or we visit them and we follow the rule of 10%. We don't overwhelm them and we allow them to put it together slowly in a safe environment.
He was just talking about everybody being happy and peaceful and smiling, and now he's talking about people being so depressed they can't get out of bed in the morning. Which is it? This is what I'm talking about him contradicting himself. He can't even keep his lines of bullshit straight because there's too many lines of bullshit, and he gets overwhelmed himself with the amount of bullshit that's coming out of his fake fucking teeth mouth. He's lying to his fake fucking teeth. He's just making all this shit up off the cuff. And that's crazy considering the amount of money that he is apparently generating for this nonsense.
Without demanding that they think that we are correct, just giving them things to think about and letting them toss it over and say several sentences in response to every piece of information we give. That is the pattern. That is how we do this on
That is the
grassroots.
He's been watching The Mandalorian. That is the way. He's a big Star Wars fan.
Level, circumventing all of the suppression of freedom of speech. And now, lastly, I want you to send this love to yourself.
Lastly, let's hope so.
Envision yourself looking in the mirror at yourself. And you don't need to be so hard on this person.
It is.
You don't need to feel that this person.
It's a documentary. Absolutely,
you don't
Brandon
need to feel
Young.
that
Star
this
Wars
person
is a
hasn't
fucking
met up to your
documentary.
expectations. There's no need to be worried about how this person looks. Even if your face is as tired as an old leather shoe with all those creases, God still loves you. I still love you, the creator.
I think I just feel like I have to stop this every once in a while so we don't get stricken from YouTube or policy violation. I just wanted to stop to say that he's still a douchebag.
Still loves you, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people who care about you in the higher realms and here. Please don't forget that. You are not alone and you are not forgotten. And the next wave of compassion that will be triggered by this global awakening will lead to sweeping changes in finance, in governance.
Nothing's going to change, folks. Nothing's going to change. Majorly, nothing's going to change. He's full of shit.
Every aspect of society that we could possibly think of, science and technology, medicine, health, you name it, diet, so many positive things are coming. And we're finally at this moment. We just have to get through this.
He's at 3 hours and 22 minutes. He's fucking doing the 4 hour stream. Oh my God. That means like, somebody do the math. 60 minus 23. How many more minutes of this shit? He's going to do 4
so
hours.
Love yourself, please. Give yourself that gift of just acceptance. Look at yourself in the mirror and accept this person. Love this person. Give this person a break.
This is all his subconscious guilt. He wants to forgive himself for being a con artist and for selling people fake information as factually correct and nonfiction for 20 years, none of which was real. He made all this shit up. And this is all his subconscious bubbling over into his conscious state. He's asking everybody for forgiveness in a sideways way. He's talking about himself here.
Why do you have to be?
Because he can't look in the mirror, because he lives in a fucking $1 million mansion that he got by conning stupid people out of money for fake shit.
Be so hard on this person. You don't need to be anymore. Let yourself be okay. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself be good enough.
David Wilcocks, I just want to stop here for a moment to let you know that you're not good enough. You're fucking terrible at this. You're not smart enough to keep this con game going much longer, bro. It's all coming crashing down. Look at you. You look at you. You used to be a fucking star, right? I was on Ancient Aliens. Now you're a fucking idiot live streaming, begging for money. And most of your audience is a fucking Chinese bot farm and fake views. They don't donate, bro. So we'll see how it goes for you going forward. How much fucking longer can this guy meditate? It's 25 minutes.
Goals.
He's 25 minutes.
I know you have things you
doing
want
this
to achieve,
meditation.
and that's good. And you can love.
And that's after 3+ hours of spewing garbage, nonsense, conspiracy theories strung together. Let's connect the dots of a bunch of disconnected shit that doesn't make sense. Try to make sense of it. This is another failure of a fucking shit show. 3-4 hour stream of this asshole full of nothing of value. He has nothing of value to give the world.
Love yourself now, even before those goals that you hope for have come into being. And now imagine yourself seeing brilliant white light, gleaming, beautiful, pure, radiant,
We're going to fucking fast forward this again.
Pacific time, so 10 o'clock Pacific time.
Well, now we're up to live. We'll go back just a little bit. Is he finally going to fucking wrap this up?
Their realms who have been diligently working to make sure this is as peaceful of a transition as possible. And we send our energy forth to enact that peace here on Earth, to activate that peace, to activate that awakening, that ascension on a global level.
He's going to make sure there's peace tomorrow and a peaceful transition. Motherfucker, David Wilcocks, you dumbass, I got bad news for you. This was a bad gamble for you because you're going to look like a complete and total fucking idiot tomorrow. That's my prediction. We'll see who's the better psychic tomorrow.
And so it is.
No, it's not. It's not. He said so it is. Like, he didn't even seem convinced himself because he knows this is not going to happen tomorrow. This is a fucking holy shit. What a Hail Mary pray. Because if there is great peace tomorrow and a peaceful transition and nothing pops off, he's going to look like a hero. But I'm betting that he picked the wrong fucking horse in this race, the dumbass. Most of his predictions are always wrong. I'm glad he did this, though, because we can roast him forever after we see the chaos tomorrow, if that takes place. And I'm an asshole for wishing chaos takes place, if for no other reason than to make David Wilcocks look like the lying, fraud, fake, fucking fairy tale salesman asshole who lies through his fake fucking teeth about everything he talks about. I can't wait. And I'm a terrible human being. I kind of want there to be chaos and violence in the streets tomorrow, if for no other reason than to make this guy look like the lying, fraud, con man who lies to his fake fucking teeth every time he talks. Global mass meditation, you're going to enact a global peace tomorrow? Good luck with that one, you fucking new age douchebag. This is great. Love and light, peace, meditation. That's not going to work tomorrow, bro. I predict it's not going to work tomorrow, you dumbass.
And now I ask you to open your eyes, return back to the room with me. It is 9:57 p.m. Eastern Pacific time, so 10 o'clock Pacific time, which makes it 11, 12, 1 a.m. Eastern time. So I need to get the heck out of here because you need to go to bed, especially if you're on the East Coast, if you're still with me.
I do.
How many
you
folks
asshole.
do we have right now?
I was done for the day, but then I heard you were streaming, and I thought, wouldn't this be fun to watch what this douchebag is talking about? It wasn't fun. Well, it was a little bit of fun. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh. Watching live.
Now he's telling his wife to say some shit.
9,800. We're above the 7,000 mark, folks. That's awesome. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for continuing to support us, whether it's through watching the movies, the books. And I said I'm not going to do any fundraising, so I won't. But we will see you next time. And I hope that all these prophecies turn out to be true.
Not going to do any fundraising, but I'm pretty sure he was taking super chat donations the entire time. And I just want to point this out. Every single time that anybody donates anything to me, it could be $1 on PayPal, I shout it out. We can review his live chat later, but I guarantee you that 100 people gave him some money throughout this 3 or 4 hour shit show. Maybe 200 or 300 people. And he did not stop once to thank anybody donating anything because he does not give a fuck about you, right? He's not fundraising. Of course he's fundraising. He's taking these super chat donations and he doesn't even stop to thank anyone for donating. It's the end of this fucking, 3 hour and 30-minute stream of fucking bullshit, and he hasn't thanked anybody that donated in the super chats. I could be wrong, but I think he was collecting super chat donations this entire time. And by the way, he won't pay tax on any of that because of the way he's structured his bullshit business. It's not a business. I'm a spiritual organization. What was spiritual about what we just saw? That he's globally meditating for peace tomorrow? Okay, we'll see how that works out for him tomorrow.
true and it isn't some wildly upsetting different thing that happens than what it sure looks like is going to be happening based on our best sources of intel. Thank you. Here's my big room. Let's go camera number 4. I'm giving you all
Elizabeth, switch the camera, bitch.
a big hug, a big global hug. And I thank you for
I needed a hug today. I got a hug from David Wilcocks. I feel so loved now.
watching, and I thank you for your support. And hopefully, as long as I don't get deplatformed, we'll see you next time. This is David Wilcocks and Elizabeth Wilcocks. This was sponsored by our foundation, the Wilcocks Spiritual Healing Foundation.
This is great. So he's taking donations through Super Chat the entire time. He's not going to pay any taxes on that. And he's making a monetized video on YouTube at the same time. Somebody needs to explain that to me. This video is being sponsored. Oh, let's back it up just so we get, I want to be sure, but I think he's saying that this video is sponsored by his 501c3 charitable organization. So this is all for charity, right? He's getting paid to do this in the form of Super Chat donations. And he's not going to pay taxes on any of the money he's making tonight doing this. But he's generating a monetized video on a monetized YouTube channel. Okay. I don't know how that works.
9,800. We're above the 7,000 mark, folks. That's awesome. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for continuing to support us, whether it's through watching the movies, the books. And I said I'm not going to do any fundraising, so I won't. But we will see you next time. And I hope that all these prophecies turn out to be true and it isn't some wildly upsetting different thing that happens than what it sure looks like is going to be happening based on our best sources of intel. Thank you.
Intel. Every time he fucking says intel, I want to punch him in his fake fucking teeth too. He doesn't have intel. He doesn't get intel. Generals get intel. Senators, presidents get intel. Some fucking douchebag that talks about aliens and crazy conspiracy theories is not getting intel. He's full of shit. And that's the gist of it.
Here's my big room. Let's go camera number 4. I'm giving you all a big hug, a big global hug. And I thank you for watching and I thank you for your support. And hopefully, as long as I don't get deplatformed, we'll see you next time. This is David Wilcocks and Elizabeth Wilcocks. This was sponsored by our foundation, the Wilcocks Spiritual Healing Foundation, which financed much of the equipment that you're now seeing and that we're using. So this is a good way for us to use our nonprofit to give something back. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon. And please, please, whatever it takes, tomorrow, get out and vote. And we'll see you on the other side of this amazing global initiation. I'm David Wilcocks. Thanks for watching.
Play the outro, bitch. Oh, he didn't even have an outro. What about that? All that production, all that money, and he didn't even have an outro. Why does he need to keep switching cameras? Ridiculous. Cheap show is ridiculous. Cheap show. Hey, I'm trying to get multiple camera angles myself. I just got a new webcam actually. But I bought a $20 webcam and I'll be switching myself to a different camera angle. Not as much as him, but just, try to keep it interesting. Now, friends, I have been, I came back on here because I wanted to cover this asshole. I'm sorry. I needed a distraction from the fucking horror show that is reality. And here we are. But here's what I'm going to do. Unlike David Wilcocks, I just wanted to mention something and be sure, for sure, I'm not complaining, but I used to get last month, I think we got $89 on Patreon. And thank you, all the Patreon supporters of my show. This guy's living in a fucking $1 million mansion. Look at the quality of the entertainment or the show that he produces for people. It's laughable. He's living in a $1 million mansion, getting thousands of dollars per stream. He doesn't even stop to thank the people that are giving him the money. He doesn't pay taxes on any of the donations that he gets, and I do. So a total last month, I think we might have broken $200. thanks to a kind, generous last-minute donation by Dan Hogan of $75. So we got $200 last month between PayPal donations and Patreon support. This jerk off is getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every stream in super chat donations. He takes PayPal donations, but nobody ever sees it. We're not allowed to see how much money his charitable organization is taking in. He won't give up the paperwork that I've requested, and anybody can request for the latest few years. And it is what it is. I'm not like him. Please know that every dollar that we get here goes towards making the show work. I'm not living in $1 million mansion. I'm not driving a $100,000 car like he reportedly did to a few conferences. I don't know if it was a rental, but still, listen, I will put my begging bowl out as I need to try to generate some funds to keep our show going. But the difference is I thank everyone that gives even a single dollar. It means a lot to me. It keeps the show going. And you can see the contrast between somebody that's doing what they do for the love of doing it and to provide a public service, and some asshole that's living in $1 million mansion selling people lies, fairy tales, bullshit, and nonsense. But in either case, I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters and to also remind you to please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us. I'm going to take a very short break. While I do, I'm just going to put a graphic up thanking our Patreon supporters. I will be back in just a few short minutes, but unfortunately, we've been live for 1 hour and 51 minutes, and I was live for 2 hours previous on our previous show earlier this evening. So I need to go to the little boy's room very quickly. I will be back in just a few minutes. I want to thank each and every one of the Patreon supporters. You make our show work. We thank the people that give us a few dollars. He never does. What a selfish, narcissistic asshole living in $1 million mansion. I've never heard him once thank anybody that's throwing money his way. That's curious to me. I will be back in just a few short minutes, and we're going to devote the rest of the show, a short time, to total attention to the live chat. We can have a discussion. We can have a talk, comments, questions, put them in all caps. I will be back in just a few short minutes. In the meantime, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And you can help us by sending our channel address to some friends. Also, we're having a Twitch follower drive. Please, if you're on Twitch, see us at twitch.tv/Truthseekers show and follow us. If you don't have a Twitch account, please do. Sign up for Twitch. Only takes a few minutes, and if we can get just 30 or more followers, that could really change things for us and improve things for us. If you want to see this kind of no holds barred, honest coverage, if you want to see somebody that isn't bought off by corporate interests or political interests, this is not the mainstream media. This is Truthseekers, and we're all here trying to find the truth behind some of this stuff. I'd like to continue to do that, and we need your help. Please help us on Twitch by following us on Twitch or signing up for Twitch if you have to, just to follow us. We may do some Twitch-only streams. So, friends, we're going to take a short break just for a few short minutes. I will be right back. In the meantime, I want to thank our Patreon followers by putting up this graphic. They make this show work. Everything here, the backdrop, the lighting, the webcam, the microphones, the headphones. I think I even bought these sunglasses with Patreon funds. And we can give an accounting of where every dollar that we get goes. David Wilcocks won't do that because he's a fucking con man. But here we go. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to do a discussion with our live chat, total attention to the live chat when I get back, and our wrap up. We'll be right back, friends. Please stand by. Hey, and just like that, we are back. Sorry about that, friends. I feel 10 pounds lighter, though. Okay. So, yeah, that's not the first time that that's happened. We did that 6 hour stream, and I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. Like, yeah. People are dropping off now that Wilcox live stream is all right, we're dedicating. I'm going to the live chat. Yeah, and we're going to go there. Uh, Here we go. Doing with all that money, endless hookers and copious amounts of blow can get a tad expensive. But conspiracy, I don't know. Are you talking about me spending money on hookers and copious amounts of blow or David Wilcock? Because I don't have blow money or hooker money, just so you know. Not that I wish that I did. Sometimes excess leads to a lot of unhappiness. Sometimes the more you have, the unhappier you are. And I've had a few lessons of that in my life. Life tends to be peaks and valleys, right? And I've had times in my life where I had more money than I could do anything with. And then I've had times in my life where I had nothing. And if I compare the two, I think the middle road is probably, somewhere in the middle is good. Yeah. And thanks to Six's design, 6 cents, you're fucking me up changing shit. Like, it's been Six's design forever. Now he's 6 cents by Six's design. But always helpful forum moderator. And I want to take a moment to thank him and Out of Mind and some of the other people that are moderators that have done a great job being moderators. You guys are the unsung heroes of our show. I appreciate it. He's always putting up links and stuff to help people out in the live chat. We are glad to have you. So I just was done. Like, we did a show earlier, which was kind of a downer. I guess this is a little more fun. Like, let's make fun of this fucking douchebag, right? I don't know. Maybe we all needed that. Maybe I needed that. But we did a show earlier that was kind of a downer about all the bad shit that's going on in the world. And then this asshole's coming out doing a mass meditation claiming that he's going to lower the crime rate and violence rate in the whole entire world tomorrow when he can't even work a fucking stream. He needs his wife to do everything for him. But maybe I'm jealous because I got to do everything here. I got to push all the buttons. I got to, it's all a one-man show. He can't do that. He's got a production crew and a staff and fucking his wife and whatever. Oh, it's beautiful. But I love that he did the mass meditation citing the Maharishi effect. Like, he's going to have some effect on what's going to happen tomorrow. I think he is going to be disappointed tomorrow that his meditation didn't do shit, won't do shit. Friends, it's going to be a fucking shit show tomorrow night. Shit is going to pop off all over our entire country. That's my take on it. That's my prediction. We'll see if David Wilcocks' global peace meditation has any effect on the events of tomorrow. It won't. It won't. He's a fucking loser. He's a fucking loser who can't even make fucking predictive guesses to make himself at least appear like a decent psychic. All of his psychic predictions, he destroyed his website. He wiped it, his previous website, because there was like 1,000 pages of predictions that didn't come true. The guy can't get it right. He can never get a prediction right. He's never gotten a prediction right. What's going on with this light? Shit's not working. Stuff is, yeah. We have like a ragtag setup, and like sometimes things don't work so well. I like to say that we get the show with warts and all. Yeah, it's not supposed to be so dark over there. Sorry, friends. I have another light like this one on that fog effect, but I don't have a cord for it, and it's driving me nuts. I looked in 20 boxes. When you move, you can't find anything. And I moved 2 years ago, but we still have a bunch of boxes in the garage full of whatever. Yes, I agree with you. He did the same crap in 2012. If we dig around, I bet it would be almost word for word. Yeah, he's a creature of habit. It will be something he will likely put in a future book. He predicted the election. Oh Lord, these frauds all follow the same playbook. Yes, I agree with you. I wonder if there will be a test after the lecture. Maybe so. You never know. You never know. But I'm happy that I listen. I'm going to be very honest, especially because I'm drinking, and that's the best time to be honest, right? Um, I was getting a little discouraged about the show and monetizing the show and the numbers. I'm going to try to I keep saying this, I'm going to try to just not look at them, but I am going to do something, and that is I'm going to work harder. So we're going to do more streams, we're going to do more shows, um, and we're going to not take, 5-day breaks or 6-day breaks because I have other things going on. I'm going to try to find the time to put in a show or two a day. 5 or 6 days a week, and we'll see what happens. I think that we can accelerate the time that it's going to take to get all this monetization with Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff into place if I just double down. And I'm not one to give up on something that I'm passionate about. Anybody that knows me knows that. And a big lesson in life is really if you're not getting the results that you want, work harder. So I'm making my peace with the fact that I'm going to have to work harder. So I'm glad that today we did 2 shows, right? I promise you, I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't expecting it. But then I got off of my first stream and I saw that this clown was doing a live stream. And I said, let's go. Let's see what this idiot is talking about. And this is the great part of a live show because we can do these things right as they're happening. And that's awesome to me. All right, so any comments, questions, whatever, suggestions for future shows, put them in the live chat. I'm here to give that service, that time, that energy and dedication and attention to the live chat. I'll give some shout outs. We didn't give any shout outs. I was too busy listening to the bullshit fest. Boy, we have shout out to BS Alert Buddy. He's back. Good to see you back. Out of Mind. Shout out to Out of Mind. Shout out to Peter Wilco, Six's Design, Conspiracy, Joe K. I don't believe that I've seen you here before, and I agree with you. So if you enjoy stuff like this, please do like, comment, subscribe, and come back. We are happy to have new people here. Mario Heat. Elizabeth, count them. Count the viewers. We got to brag about the viewers. Elizabeth, count the fucking viewers. How many viewers does the bot farm send in our way? Mario Heat. Shout out to Mario Heat. I agree with you. Shout out to Solar Marshall. He is a con man. Okay. There's a consensus in the live chat. Shout out to Spartan DNA. You are also new here. I haven't seen you here before. Welcome, new member, user, live chat participant, Spartan DNA. If you like strange and mysterious subjects and conspiracies and mysteries, you would probably like our channel. But we're a little bit skeptical and like to beat the shit out of the frauds here. That's kind of what we do. If you like that, you found a good place. Let's see. Shout out to Brandon Young. Let me see. Shout out to Bunya. Shout out to, it's hard to remember who I already did. Shout out to Melissa, I saw here earlier. Good to see her here. Love that name. I always love that name. Shout out to Bee Gees. Let's shout out, I think I said it already, Peter Wilco, though. And of course, we have Six's Design was first in the live chat. We have some questions from Solar Marshall. I'm trying to see if we shouted everybody out. I think that we did. If I missed you, remind me of my chat, and I will shout you out for being here. Did Sarah give you any BS today? No, I'm still blocked on both Twitter and Facebook, and she hasn't said anything. But I'm an asshole, so I said something. She had a pity party. She had like one of those, like, I'm a high school girl and I'm having a pity party. Right? And I'll just put it on Twitter because I'm an asshole. But then I'll delete it later because I'm not that big of an asshole. But I have a screenshot of something for you. Here we go. We covered Sarah Adams and her superpowers. And when we were covering Sarah Adams, we listed her superpowers. And all of her superpowers are fake, and she can't prove any of her superpowers. But then I realized she had a lot more superpowers. So today she posted something on Facebook, but I think it's on her group page or something. So I'm still not blocked from that. And I'm an asshole, so I couldn't resist. I will share with you what happened today in regard to the strange case of Sarah Adams. So she posts all these memes, and I know it's about me, and people messaged me all day saying, "Did you see what she's posting about you?" Yeah, I guess it's about me. So the hills are alive with the sound of me doing whatever the fuck I want. And, let me see. When you're finally ready to have faith and follow the universe into the unknown, even though it's scary as hell, an actual picture of me staying in my light and doing me and requesting that everyone's else ass do the same. And it's all this passive aggressive nonsense bullshit. So I said, nice to know you one of them is giving zero fucks about critics, or something like that. So I said, nice to know you give zero fucks about stealing from people with your fake superpowers. You want to prove you can really open stargates before taking money and teaching a course in opening stargates? And I got no reply. Yes, folks. Fake fraud, intuitive healer Sarah Adams is taking people's money to teach them how to open stargates. I'd like to see a video of her opening a stargate. I'd like to see documented scientific proof of how she can open she's talking about opening fucking stargates, and for $250, she can teach you a class in how to open fucking stargates. The fact that she can do that and not get arrested for consumer fraud in the United States of America says everything that needs to be said about why the laws about these con artists, grifters, cosmic con artists, she's an alien hybrid, she's an intuitive healer. There needs to be new laws so that these people cannot do shit like this. Apparently it's not. Natasha Hines was on that tweet. Oh, she tweeted. Speaking. Oh, I didn't know about this. So she tweeted, and said that people are spreading rumors. No, bitch. We've got facts. No, bitch. We've got, an entire investigative report into your fake superpowers that don't exist, and how you're taking money from people that are sick, including terminal patients. I assume from what the conversations that we've had, you take money from terminal patients. You have not provided any proof of any of your claims. And let's see what this bitch is saying. This account owner limits who can view their tweets because I'm blocked. But it's okay, friends. We'll do a new window, an incognito window, and hopefully I'll be able to share. Oh, this is priceless. Thank you, Six Design. Okay, we got to get over here. I gotta figure out how to share this shit talking. All right, let's see if I can share this. So Natasha Hines posted listen, you two cowardly bitches. For being divine feminine bitches, you two are cowards. You want to say something to me? Come to me. Say it to me. Like a fucking divine feminine woman, like a powerful woman. Listen, I'm so glad. I am so very blessed. I have a powerful woman wife. Like, my wife astounds me, amazes me with her divine femininity. She is an amazing mother. She's like a lioness when it comes to defending her children and their rights and what they're entitled to in school. She's an advocate for my autistic son. She's a good woman and a powerful woman. These two bitches are not powerful. No, not at all. They don't have the ability to be powerful because they are cowards. And they got to do this shit like we're going to post passive aggressive memes about Steve Cambion because we're too butthurt and too cowardly to come on his show. And he talks shit about us, but we're just going to post these fucking passive aggressive memes about him. Okay, you cowardly bitches, go ahead, be passive aggressive. It doesn't bother me. This is great. Oh, this is great. Generations ago, they would have burned people like me and my friends alive at the stake. Now they only spread rumors to try to suppress the divine feminine. Pathetic. Sarah Adams says, truth. Yeah. These two new age crazy bitches can both suck a dick. I said it. These two crazy new age bitches can both suck a dick. That's how I feel about it. They can both suck a dick. Suck a dick and be happy, the both of you. The both of you can suck a big fat dick and be happy. That's what I think. Because Sarah Adams is too cowardly to come on my fucking show. She's telling people I'm lying, that she won't come on the show. I gave you the invite last night, you fucking kooky new age crazy bitch. You could have. You didn't. And now you spent today posting passive aggressive memes about like being a divine feminine and, critics, can't drag me down. I'm going to fly like an eagle. No, you're a fucking coward who is ripping people off, selling your fake superpowers. And Natasha Hines, another asshole, 150 pounds overweight and living in her mom's basement, but she's a life coach. Listen, friends, if you need a fucking life coach, don't hire a woman that is 40 plus years old and lives in her fucking parents' basement and is 150 pounds overweight. That's probably not going to work out well for you. If they can't fucking succeed in their own life, how are they going to help you succeed in yours? And listen, this is crude, right? And it's rude. I'm crude and I'm rude, but I'm real. And that's reality, right? That's reality. And if anybody doesn't like it, they can suck a dick too. That's where we're at. I'm at the suck a dick phase of not caring about people that don't matter. You know what I want in my life? I want powerful, creative, positive, uplifting people in my life. And all these negative assholes that have nothing to offer the world but lies and fairy tales and fakeness, they don't interest me. They don't have a place in my life. But thanks for asking. See, Sex and Design, you had to open this can of worms. Yes. I want to see her open a Stargate. She claims she runs around with Bigfoot. Yeah, that's another one of her superpowers, I guess. She can summon Bigfoot. We're going to have to do another part on you, Sarah Adams, because you got all these superpowers. You can open Stargates. You can summon Bigfoots. How do you say, what's the plural of Bigfoot? Big feet? Can you summon big feet? Bigfoots? Sasquatches? Yeah, that's another one of her fucking superpowers that she doesn't have. Do you reckon Natasha has a good handle on narcissistic cults? Well, she was pretty deep in the Corey Good cult before she decided that he was full of shit. $320 sessions at $250 claims an hour is what it takes to pay cash for an 80,000 car. Impressive. These were her claims, not mine. I've learned so many hurtful insults since I started watching this show. I need to brush up myself, I used to be a great shit talker. I need to, but you got to exercise those muscles, like string together. I try to string together double constants a lot, like disgusting, despicable, you know. Yeah, I got to work on that, Melissa. Get better at it. Whoa, here's a good one. I volunteer at homeless shelters and feed hungry people. There's just not a camera crew around when I do it. Yeah, Brandon Young, because you're not a fucking lowlife and you're not trying to do it. You're not doing it for recognition of doing it, right? And you're not doing it because you're trying to convince people what a good person you are. That's just a personal, private thing you do. And Brandon Young, I did magic shows at children's hospitals for a long, long time. I haven't in some time. Hope to get back to it someday. But I volunteered at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children and Children's Hospital Philadelphia. I went to each of them once a month and did free magic shows for the kids in the hospital. And I other performers found out that I was doing that and like chastised me. Like, what are you doing? You could at least get a local newspaper article about you doing that and get some business. And I went, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want the, so it was kind of like, it was very rewarding doing it just for me, but it made me feel great and it paid major dividends. I hope what you do is the same kind of thing. You don't do these things for credit or for publicity or whatever. Kind of like Sarah Adams feeding people in Egypt and she just happened to film it all, right? Good for you. Melissa, I'm even taking notes now. I got to up my game. If I'm going to teach you how to talk shit better and insult people terribly, yeah. Here you go. Six of Design. He's got the begging bowl out for me. Want to donate to Truthseekers? You can do it on Patreon. Yes, you can. Mario Heat says, God bless you, sir. That's awesome. Mario Heat, I was just thinking of, damn it, I am blanking on Mexican jokes completely. I'm fucking so disappointed in myself, Mario Heat. I got nothing. I got nothing, bro. Exactly. Good. Yeah, it's good to do those things. Do we have another dildo challenge brewing? No, but please, here's what I'll say. Everybody's got to ramp up the David Wilcocks dildo seeker hashtag. Start posting pictures of dildos, whatever you want, because we're going to do David Wilcocks. I promise you this. Before Sunday this week, we're going to do David Wilcocks in a box of dildos part 3. It's on my list. I got this Sarah Adams off my fucking desk. Thank God. And I know I have on my desk David Wilcocks in a box of dildos part 3 and the Dirt on Richard Dolan part 2. So those are the 2 big shows that I want to do coming up. Everybody could help me by posting some hashtag, just # David Wilcocks dildo seeker. Post pictures of dildos, ask him why he hasn't found any of the dildos in the dildo challenge yet, whatever you want. And we're going to share it all on David Wilcocks in a box of dildos part 3. Oh, wow, that's terrible, but it's true. So we're going to allow that. And we're going to share that. How well did Sarah's healing work on Max? Yeah, poor guy. Not so good. But to her credit, I think that she did try to get him off of drugs and stuff. And then she was like throwing him out because he wouldn't agree to stay off drugs. And then she had told me that a lot of people were like giving him drugs behind her back. So I don't want to go too hard on her on that. Let's be human, right? Yeah. So any comments or questions, put them in all caps. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here and I'm going to try to get some rest. It's 1:30. We've done now, I don't know. Geez, I hope I don't start turning into a live streamer here, but we've done probably over 4 hours of live streaming today. But I am trying to work a little harder to get the numbers up here, and consistency and consistent effort really does pay off. So we're going to be hitting it a little harder than usual. Also, Tomorrow night, we're doing election coverage. I don't know how I'm suddenly a journalist, but people wanted me to do election coverage. And also, I thought it'd be fun. We're going to have this international panel talking about the election, and we're going to be pulling in whatever live feeds we can, news that we can, and talking about it as it happens. Live election coverage. Believe it or not, tomorrow night, if you want to be part of that show, I'm going to share this again. This is my email address. If you want to be a part of the panel, you too can be on the show live tomorrow with us. Be part of our panel. We can have up to 10 guests at once. So please just email truthseekershow@gmail.com and say in the subject line, I want to be part of the election night coverage or election night panel. And send me that message, and I'm going to send you back the link where you're going to be allowed and able to come right in our show here with your own webcam and microphone and be a part of our election night coverage. We've already got somebody from Canada. I think we for sure have somebody from England. We're going to have people hopefully all across the United States as this historic election takes place. We're going to be covering it live. And I want you to be here with me. So just email me at truthseekershow@gmail.com and reserve your spot. If we get more than 10 people that want to participate, then we're going to ask some people to drop out so others can come in after a certain time period, say, an hour. We'll ask you to drop out to make room in the panel for another person that would like to participate. I'll do my best to be fair so that everybody gets to participate tomorrow night coverage. And yeah, let's kill that. So friends, I want to thank you for coming on. Look, we had better numbers on the second stream than we did on the first stream. What's that about? Maybe people like the stream a little bit later. So we're going to do this. We're going to do, oh wait, I have one more thing to share. Okay. So friends, thank you for coming and joining me. This is the last beer with me. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and consider supporting our show on Patreon or sending a one-time donation on PayPal. That really does help our show continue. The links are in the About section of our channel. And I'll leave my begging bowl out here as we wrap things up. I also have a few strange things planned to try to get the numbers up. And people are going to have to bear with me. We're going to be trying some different stuff. Hey, I appreciate that. BS Alert Buddy says that was fine work last night, Steven. So talented you are. I'll pass by as per usual till then. Thank you. Yeah, people tend to like those spitting fire shows better than the normal shows. It is what it is. People like conflict. People like drama. There was a lot of conflict and drama last night, but I felt it was important to explain it all and to get it out there in the open. And this is what happened with this fake psychic girl that came into my life somehow, and now she's back out of my life, and I'm probably better off for it, right? Nothing good can come from humoring a girl who thinks she has superpowers and not saying, honey, you don't got no superpowers. You're as ordinary as any woman. But it is what it is. Yeah, and everybody's saying good night. So I'll take that as a good reason that we roll out now. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. It's been really awesome. And I got to tell you, I was feeling, listen, I'm honest with my audience. I was feeling pretty discouraged a week ago. I was feeling incredibly discouraged about this show. And like, what am I going to do? And numbers and, how am I going to keep this thing going and still keep it interesting and entertaining? And what are we going to cover and what are we going to do? And then things just happened. There's a synchronicity there that has been like recognizable for me. I got my mojo back. And thank you for your patience, in those long breaks in between shows. Hopefully I won't need one of them because I'm feeling better about everything. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling creative, which is dangerous. Me feeling creative is dangerous, but we'll see what happens. And so I want to thank you all. It's been a pleasure to have you here with me, to take this journey with me. And what a fucking journey. We're up to like, I think this is episode 64. So tomorrow's going to be episode 65. That's amazing. We're up to episode 65 of our little show that still can, and we're still trucking along here. So until next time, friends, I really do. I am so thankful. Every time there's an audience, thank you for being mine. Uh, until tomorrow night, we're going to do our election coverage, and hopefully apocalypse doesn't start. I'm Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.